Hi everybody, it's Alicia with Expressions by Lish. Today is Thursday, July 2nd, 2026, and this is my weekly live class to go. I do a class to go every week on Thursdays at 2 p.m. Central Daylight Time, and it's Thursday and it's 2 o'clock Central, so today we are going to be using the Framed Violets bundle or the Violet Dreams suite. I'm pretty much using, I think, everything from the suite except, well, hello Anne, how are you? Welcome. I'm using pretty much everything from the suite except for the striped specialty paper. It's like a silvery glittery stripe. It's super pretty. I do have it with me to show you. Hopefully it shows up in the camera. Hi Lori, how are you? Welcome. So yeah, it is a pretty hot day, hot and humid again here in Minnesota. I'm in St. Paul, and I was just looking to see, because before when I looked outside it looked like it was going to start to rain, but I don't know if it has or not. Hi Becky from Kansas, how are you? Okay, 77 degrees, which is not hot, but the humidity, you guys, the dew point is 71 degrees. It is muggy, icky, sticky out. Yeah, exactly. I don't know what it's like in North Carolina, but I'm sure it's a lot hotter, but it's really humid. Does it get humid in North Carolina? I think it does, doesn't it? Oh, I'm glad you're doing well, Becky. Okay, so it has been like in the 90s with heat indexes of 100. So yeah, I think the cloud cover is keeping us down today. All right, I'm going to switch my camera view to my table, and voila, here we have the Framed Violets, or the Violet Dreams. I've been calling it Violet Dreams because that's the name of the suite, and I've always, since the beginning when I was just purchasing Stampin' Up, I always buy the suite. Always have, always will. It's just one of those things, I never want to miss out on something. I want it all. Oh, I'm glad everything's good where you're at, Lori. 94 in North Carolina with a heat index of 99. Oy vey. Yeah, hot and muggy. Ick. Okay, so in the packets that I mail to my customers, if you are not on my mailing list, I would be happy to get one out to you. However, everything is live as of yesterday. You can order anything in the July online exclusives, plus there was a couple kits that are new. So on the third page is the Violet Dream Suite, and it shows the ribbon. It's fresh freesia satin ribbon, adhesive back blooms, the shimmering stripes specialty designer series paper, the Violet Dreams designer series paper, which does have Inferma with it, which I absolutely love. And then of course the stamps and the dies, and we are using, you guys, today every single stamp. I know, crazy, right? I was putting and loading my blocks up today for this live, and I was like, oh my gosh, that does not happen very often, because, but look at that, my sheet is empty, no stamps. Okay, so those, can't show you the stamps, but we can look at the dies, right? I love the dies. I love having different shapes, and I have not seen an oval in a very long time. And then it has the scalloped one as well. Excuse if you hear any noise in here, but my husband just walked in, so he's slamming doors and causing all kinds of ruckus. Okay, and then they have the cutouts for the stamps, and then they have some blooms that do not go with the stamps, and some leaves, and this stem. And we will be using these all as well. Okay, so why don't we look at the cards that we're going to make today? Let me put this, slide this in here. So when you spend $50 in my online store through Sunday, July 5th at midnight Central Daylight Time, you will receive what we are going to make today. You will receive 4 card kits with everything to make these 4 cards. And here are the cards that we will be making today. I absolutely love a flower suite. I especially love this one. I love the violets. I love it. I love everything about it. Okay, I do want to mention that when I was playing around with this class to go, I was just kind of messing around, and I had an extra piece, and I know that a Johnny Jump Up is not a violet. It is part of the it's a wild part of the pansy family, but I did color it like a Johnny Jump Up, and oh my gosh, you guys, how cute is that? I just thought, oh my gosh, that is so cute. So if you want to make a Johnny Jump Up, all I did was use Highland Heather. I used some Highland Heather, Fresh Freesia, and then some Daffodil Delight and Lemon Lolly on there, and then of course Peaceful Pine. But I just wanted to show you guys what I was messing around with. Oh, thanks, Anne. Okay, so I am going to put this stuff aside, and we are going to start obviously with card number 1. And if you are not familiar with my classes, when you receive your card packets, it is not in this one, but when you receive yours, you will receive a half a sheet of basic white cardstock for your pre-stamping guideline. That will always be in card number 1's packet. And so in your packet, you will receive a piece of Gorgeous Grape, which I don't use Gorgeous Grape a lot. I seem to go more towards Highland Heather. Gorgeous Grape gets used a ton for me at Halloween time, but I was like, oh, Gorgeous Grape, yeah, I gotta use that more. I don't know why, but so Gorgeous Grape, and that will be cut and scored for you for your card base. You will receive a piece of basic white for the inside of your card, a piece of, well, one piece of DSP for your card front. This I have already cut out, stamped, and this is from their pre-stamping guideline. And then this is also from your pre-stamping guideline. I have stamped and die cut, but I need to color this yet. And then you'll also receive, this is the 3rd smallest circle from the Stylish Shape dies. You'll receive this die cut for you because it is not in the Violet Frames bundle. So you will receive those. You'll also receive a piece of the Fresh Freesia ribbon to tie your ribbon. And so yeah, let's get started. Normally, well, yeah, let's do what we normally do. We're gonna fold and burnish our card base. That Gorgeous Grape makes your heart happy. Oh, I'm glad, Lori. I know how much you love purple. So yeah. Okay, so we are going to fold and burnish our card base. We're going to take our piece of DSP and put some seal on it. If I can find my seal. And everything's so organized. Oh, you know why I couldn't find it? Because it's in the spot where it's supposed to be. And you like it too? I used it often when the lavender papers. Oh, yes. Oh, remember that paper? Oh. And I loved it because it had like the crumb cake with it. Oh, so pretty. I love that. Okay, so I'm going to put some seal on this piece of DSP. And this DSP, oh, I was going to show you guys the Inferno. Well, I'll show it to you when it comes up on the card. Then one of the cards we're going to make. Oh, I lost my whole train. I tell you, my brain. Ugh. Okay, so here's your piece of DSP. We're going to put this. Oh, I was going to say this DSP, I love the fronts and the backs. That's what I was going to say. So we're going to put this on there. And I love the diamond patterns. I don't know if you guys can see that very well. Or if you've actually seen that. Maybe there you can see it. It's got a really faint white line with some diamond patterns. Okay, so now we have this. This I stamped in Gorgeous Grape on my pre-stamping guideline. die cut it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Hydrangea Hue. And we are going to do some stamping and a little blending on here. So I have one of my smaller blending brushes because that's what I was using because I am a lazy crafter and that was what was closest to me. So that is the one that I'm using. Okay, I'm just going to grab some scrap paper. I don't think I'm going to need it, but just in case I might have to dab my my blending brush off. I want to grab the stamp, and first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this stamp. This is the texture stamp that comes with the bundle, and it makes like little dots, but they're not perfect dots. They're like splatters almost. So we're going to do Hydrangea Hue in full strength, and I'm just going to go right down the center with this. I'm just adding a little bit of a background. And let's see, I'm going to go at the bottom, so the top and the bottom. And our flower is going to cover up this middle. So I'm just going top and bottom. There's a little bit of space in there, that's okay, because we are also going to stamp with Peaceful Pine some some leaves. But I want to do my stamping and blending with the Hydrangea Hue first. Let's see. Lori's not a flower stamp lover, but she had to purchase that and the lilies. Yeah, some of them you just have to. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit of Hydrangea Hue ink right here on my brush, and I'm taking a lot of it off because I just want in the center right here just to kind of break up the white and the middle where the flower is gonna sit. Just kind of adds a little bit. You can go as far as you'd like on this from top to bottom. Okay, I'm gonna close this up so I do not get it all over myself, because I will. And then I'm going to take this is the stamp that has like the leaves, looks like a stem, like leaves on it. And then we're going to ink that up in Peaceful Pine. I love Peaceful Pine. I have a hard time with greens and yellows, and it's not that I don't like them. I just never know how, I don't know. I'm just bad with greens. But this one, oh, I love this green. This is going to be awesome at Christmas. Okay, so I'm taking this and I am going to I'm going to stamp it up higher than you would think, but I want my die cut image. I want this to kind of sort of poke out of my die cut, and I want to say that I did this twice. It's been a while. Nope, I just did it once. Okay. I'm going to go kind of like, no, you know what, you guys, I did do it twice. I'm going to go once here, kind of to the right, and then I'm going to go again overlapping some of them. Yeah, I did do it twice. So then it looks like this. Kind of looks like seaweed, doesn't it? Okay, so we have that. I'm going to close this up. And then we are going to bring in our die cut, and I am going to color this in Peaceful Pine, Highland Heather, and I know sounds strange, but Darling Duckling. This is the yellow that is in the paper. You could use Daffodil Delight, but it's such a tiny amount that anything that you choose would be just fine. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to start with is my flowers, because that's my favorite part now. We start with my favorite. You're right, Anne. They're just so dainty and so pretty. So I'm just gonna, I always start with my dark blends because that's how I learned how to use my blends. Some people start with the light and then do their shading in the dark. There's no right or wrong way to use your blends. You guys like to color? I love to color. There's nothing I don't like about it. It's just, there's just something about it. Since I was a kid, I've always liked to color. Okay, so I started with the dark, and as you can see, I wasn't going circular. I'm going to move this so that you guys can see a little bit better to what I'm doing. Maybe not. How about that? Okay, so I kind of did not exactly flicking, but close, so that it just wasn't in a circle. Now I'm going to take my light and I'm going to go in a circle. Am I using the right colors? Yeah. It's just all of a sudden seemed a little darker. And I'm just going over it and bringing some of it up like this. And I'm not, because this is an open line art image, not going all the way to the edges with my coloring to match the art of the stamp. And that is a personal preference. You do you. If you go out, there's nothing wrong with coloring it all the way in, because some of my cards are on this set. I colored it all the way in, so. Okay. Now I'm going to go in with my Darling Duckling, and I am going to use the light. And I'm just going to put the dot, you know, just the little center there. And right here, just kind of let that yellow poke through. I'm done with those. So now I'm going to go with my Peaceful Pine, and this is the dark. I don't have my stickers on this yet, so I'm going with the bullet tip because it's a pretty skinny stem, just like a violet is. Okay, and I'm just gonna color. I'm not gonna do much on the stems with blending. I'm gonna do that more on the leaves, but I am using the dark for the stems. Okay, just like so. Easy peasy, right? So now I'm gonna turn, let's see. Hi Peggy, I didn't even realize you were here. Did I miss that? Peggy loves to color, and she is such a liar because she does color very well. I just got a 4th of July card from Peggy, and she had firecrackers on it. It is colored so cute and so pretty. Okay, Peggy, our card recipients don't seem to mind how perfect. They see our hearts. You know what? Yeah, I agree with Peggy there. So true. So true. I don't know. I was looking at Peggy's card and I thought, wow. Okay, so I'm just kind of scribbling to add some dark, and I'm sticking with the veins area, not specifically going over them, but just in that area. Now I'm going to take my light, and I am just going to, in a circular motion, I'm just going to blend that out. And you can always go back. Like if you go back, if you're looking at going, oh, that should have been darker, by all means, go back again with your dark and go over where you think it should look darker. If it should be lighter, use your color lifter and just lighten it up a little bit. Okay, so that's all colored. If I wouldn't talk so much, I would have been done a long time ago, right? Right. Okay, so now I'm going to take my oval, and we are going to put some dimensionals on the back of this, and a brand new sheet of dimensionals. You gotta love it. Lori, yes, 100% agree. Yes. Your recipient is just like, oh my gosh, look at this absolutely gorgeous card that so-and-so sent me. They're not going to look to say, oh, she went out of the lines over there a little bit. And if they do, then they don't deserve to get your cards. Okay, so I put dimensionals on the back of my scalloped oval, and I'm just centering that on the front of the card. Then I'm going to take my violet that we just colored. I am going to use a couple minis on this, but I am going to use some full size as well. just kind of going in those skinnier parts there. And we are going to fully load this puppy up. Okay. And you could just use minis on the whole thing. Nothing wrong with that either. And if you have black dimensionals, you can use those too. They won't show through. So whatever you have, take advantage. Okay. So now I'm going to take this and I'm just going to center this on my oval. Then I'm going to take this stylish shaped circle, which is the third smallest circle in the set, and I'm going to take some gorgeous grape, and I'm going to use the sentiment Sending Love. I love this font. It's so pretty. I love the loopy L, and we're just going to stamp that right on our circle. Okay. This is also going to take a dimensional, but it's only going to take a dimensional on the one side towards the bottom. The other side I'm going to put some seal on there, but I want to make sure that I know. So I know it's going to go like this, so I'm going to put the seal right here. And then I'm going to take a dimensional, and it's going to go here at the bottom. So just kind of line it up and see where you would like the placement to be. And I'm only using one dimensional because it's going to go on the card base. If it was going on top of this and this with dimensionals, I would be double stacking. Okay, so now you want to grab your piece of fresh freesia ribbon, or I should say I need to grab my piece of fresh freesia ribbon. You can definitely, by all means, just make your bow like you'd make your bow, but I want a double bow because that's just me. I like a double bow. And I'm making it pretty little. I don't want to overpower the focal image of the card. So I'm just making a little tiny baby bow. And I'm going to take this out. Maybe, maybe not. I'm going to grab my scissors and I'm just going to trim off the ends here and go at a diagonal. And then I'm going to use a glue dot for my bow. Try not to touch your glue dot because then you'll get the full sticky of it. And I'm just putting that right in the middle of the stems, just like that. Then I'm going to grab these super beautiful, I love these adhesive backed blooms that are part of this suite. And we are going to use these fresh freesia ones. They're just so pretty, and they have the little rhinestone center. And I'm just going to make my triangle by starting at the top, just like that, and just like that. So there you have it. There's card number 1. What do you guys think? All right. I haven't been paying attention to the chatting. House mouse stamps. Cool, Lori. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Kim. Well, hello, Kim. How are you? Okay, so there is card number 1. Okay, let's hop over to card number 2. And that is this card right here. There is no coloring on this card, just some stamping. And this is everything that you'll receive for card number 2. Maybe, maybe not. There will be some little tiny pieces in here, but I will put them in your card kit in a little envelope, like a little bag, not a little envelope, but you know, a little bag, like something like this. You know, a little tiny bag, and it will be sealed shut so you don't lose it. I'll probably put your ribbon in there as well. There's no ribbon on this card, so you won't get your ribbon in there. Okay, so you receive a fresh freesia card base. Oh, I'm glad you're great. Okay, fresh freesia card base cut and scored for you. You'll receive a piece of the very pretty Peaceful Pine pearlized paper. This stuff, if you haven't worked with it yet, it is so pretty. I absolutely love it. Those you'll receive in your card kit to die cut your stem and your leaves. This I stamped and die cut from my pre-stamping guideline. And you'll receive a piece of fresh freesia to cut out the flowers, because we're not using the stamped images, we're using the detail dies. Okay, and you will die cut 3 leaves and 3 flowers. You'll also die cut this little dainty little stem. And then, you know, when I said the little tiny pieces, I took Darling Duckling, you guys, because, you know, I just had to have a backing on behind my flower to sew for the centers. And I used that little 1/8 hole punch that Stampin' Up! Has. It's like a trio of punches. And I die cut these little tiny circles to go behind our flowers. So I will do that for you. Okay? And you'll receive two flowers from the Infirma DSP right here. I love these. They're so pretty. And this piece of DSP for the front, and this. It's going to mimic a bookbinding card, but it won't be a bookbinding card. And then a piece of basic white for the inside of your card. Now I've already die cut my pieces out, but I do want to show you the Infirma because so pretty. Okay, this is the Infirma pack that comes with the DSP if you have not seen it. So you have the frames and they punch out, like the centers punch, these punch. You have flowers to color. Here's another one. This one punches out right here. This one, the center punches out on this one. And then you have all these leaves and all these flowers. You have like a whole, like, if you don't want to like stamp and die cut, you have this. And this are all those tiny little white flowers. And we are using 2 of those white flowers today. They have little tiny purple ones, the Hydrangea Hue, the Fresh Freesia, Highland Heather, and Gorgeous Grape, and then Peaceful Pine, and this is Secret Sea. Okay, so that is the packet of Infirma that comes with the DSP that I just love. Okay, first things first, score and burnish your card base. I've already done that on this one. I had it for another card and didn't use it. Okay, this is what I meant by it's going to mimic the bookbinding card. So it's just 2 pieces of DSP cut. And that's how we're going to start. We're going to flip that over. I love the DSP in this pack that has the Secret Sea. Now this set reminds me of, let's see, the Pansy set we had a while back. It just, there's something about this. I mean, I know it's not even exactly, but there was something when I saw this paper that reminded me of it. And I think because in that Pansy set, I think, was it called Perfect Pansy? Or I can't remember what it was called. But it had a dark DSP with it. Okay, so then we're going to take this piece right here. And I'm just placing it so it has even margins. The left, the right, and the top and the bottom, as well as I did with this strip right here. Then you'll take your Fresh Freesia oval. This is the one that you from your pre-stamping guideline. And before we do that, let's take our sentiment, which I use Take Care, and I stamp that in Secret Sea. If you don't have Secret Sea, black would work perfectly fine, or you could probably do a Gorgeous Grape with it. Even Peaceful Pine I think would work. Okay, so I'm going to take my Take Care stamp, and I'm going to stamp it like it's centered, but to the right as far as I can go. Okay, now let's flip that over, close this up, and add some dimensionals to the back of this. This is a great card. It was really easy, came together pretty fast, which is nice. And it's, like I said, some die cutting and some basic stamping. Okay, and I'm just centering this on the front of the card. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this stem here. I'm just going to put it right here for now. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to line everything up so I kind of know how I'm going to do it. I'm going to put the 2 larger flowers on each side. Now, when you're die cutting these, if you would like, you could die cut 2 of this one or 2 of this one and then a smaller one, whichever way you decide. Just remember the size of the pearlized paper that you receive. Take that into consideration. Okay, so I know I want it like that and like this. And then my flowers are going to go over the tops of the leaves. Okay, like that, but not exactly. You get my drift. And then the little tiny white infermas are going to go here and here, like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to look and see how I did this. It's been a while, you guys. I think what I did is I attached it all together. Okay, so I'm going to take some dimensionals and put them on the backs of my pieces, including the purple flowers over the center, because remember we have those little darling duckling pieces. Okay, I'm grabbing both my bigs and my littles. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some dimensionals on my leaves, just like that. Okay, so we have our leaves. And I did cut the flowers. I did die cut the 3 sizes. I didn't go, I think on this card I cut 2 big ones and then 1 medium one, and I thought, oh, I don't know, it could easily be these. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my stem and my leaf, and I'm going to put it right on the middle, like that. See that? Then I'm going to take this next one, I'm going to kind of tuck it underneath, just like so. Probably going to get a little bit of the, and it's going to fight you a little bit, but just kind of see, and then I'm just sticking that on that dimensional. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Got to peel it off though. And we're going to do the same thing here. We're just going to tuck that right underneath. We're going to use the center and these stems to make it look like this. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I know that I want my, I'm going to take some liquid glue. You could definitely use seal. I'm just going to dab just a tiny bit on here, just so that my little darling duckling dots, say that fast 3 times, don't get away from me, because they're actually going to stick to a dimensional. But I just want to make sure that, oh my gosh, I almost lost them. I'm just picking them up with my take your pick tool, and I'm just kind of going like that. And I didn't use a lot of glue, just enough so that, like I said, I don't lose it, because it's actually, like I said, it's going to stick to a dimensional. Okay, I'm going to flip these over. Just like that and like that. Okay, now let's put the dimensional on there. I'm going to use the big ones. Just like that. and then that way it's all covered up. Okay, now I'm going to peel these off. I'm going to take this right here, I'm going to put this on my card. Now this has enough sticky from your dimensionals on this side and a little bit out each side for this to stick. And I'm just going to place this, so I'm taking and I'm lining up this flower so close to the tea intake. Okay, and now I'm going to take my flowers and I'm just placing them on the leaf, just like so. I'm going to put this one on the right first and then the one in the middle last. Okay, then I'm going to take, these are really little, so I'm going to take a piece of, I'm going to cut one of my minis in half, and you just need to cut one in half, and I am just going to put those on these little tiny flowers wherever you see where it will fit. If you need to trim your dimensional again, by all means, but don't, it's white, so it's not a big deal if it shows a tiny bit. Okay, I'm going to peel the backs off of that, and we're just going to put one right here. And I'm sure these are meant to like build up to make a bigger flower, but I liked it like this. Okay, and we're just gonna go like that. And there's, and now these do kind of flop towards, but I thought it made it look more realistic instead of it just being everything perfect. And then I'm gonna take the adhesive back blooms, and we are going to use the Highland Heather ones. And now they're all the same size. So just grab 3. Just like, okay, maybe not. Okay, and there you have, it is card number 2. What do you guys think of this one? Okay, now let us move on to card number 3. This is our Hydrangea Hue card. Another beautiful bluish purple, the color of hydrangeas. Thanks, Peggy. Okay, this one right here, in your card kit you will receive, obviously, the envelope, card base cut and scored for you with Hydrangea Hue. You'll receive 2 pieces of 5 1/4 by 4 cardstock, one for the front, one for the inside. You'll receive a piece of DSP for the front, and then you'll also receive, using that pearlized pine paper, these are from the Fern and Flora dies, and I just absolutely loved the ferns with these. It's just the whole wild kind of flower look to me. Oh, thanks, Kim. And so these will be die cut for you because it is from another die set. And then this is from your pre-stamping guideline. This is stamped in black, as well as this that we'll need to color. And you'll receive a piece of Hydrangea Hue to cut your frame. Okay, so for your frame, you can do it one of 2 ways. This one right here, I did different than I did this one, because I just wanted to show you there was 2 different ways to make this card, and it's your personal preference. So what you do to make it look like this, where the frame fits on the inside, see, this is on the outside and this one fits on the inside, which, to be honest, I think I kind of like better. Okay, so what I did was I took my piece of DSP, I took my piece of Hydrangea Hue that's in the card kit, and I just placed it on the center-ish. I just kind of looked to see that it looked, you know, straight to my eye. Then I took the scalloped oval and I took the oval, and this is how you make your frame. Hence the term framed violets. And then I just took a piece of Post-it note tape, and I wanted to make sure I had a long enough piece. You could use 2 pieces. Oh, here I see this. Just make sure. And then I just go like this, and then I just added the piece of Post-it tape and ran it through my die cutting machine. And this is what I got. I mean, you'll get the ovals too, but this way it will fit right in the center. Okay? Now, the other way to do it is you take this, just like this. You just take out the piece of DSP, but you do the same thing. You make your frame, you put your, so it stays the way you want it, and then you'll have your oval and you'll have a frame, which I think I have. Here's like the DSP oval. See how it cuts out the oval? Okay, so then you would do it that way. Then you would take, and you would take your frame that you just got cut out, lay it on top of your DSP. Okay, then you take your oval, just to kind of get an idea of where you want it. And you don't even really need to do that. You just want to make sure that it's going to line up. And then you just take your oval and you put it on your DSP, and then you run that through. And then that way you get just the oval cut out, not the scallop. And then what you can do is then you can take your frame and then lay it over the top like this card. Just wanted to show 2 different ways to make the frame with the card. Okay, so I've already done that. Let's put these away so we don't lose them. Okay. And for this card, I am going to show how to do it on the inside. And I do have on the instructions a little diagram showing how to do it this way. Okay, so first things first, score and burnish your card base, which I've already done. You're going to take your piece of basic white. Now this is going to go on the front of your card. It is the same size as your DSP. But I want to stamp some of those little specks in Hydrangea Hue in the middle of this. Okay, so I'm just taking my Hydrangea Hue, and I'm going to just keep this right on here like this. Just gonna line them up. And I'm just doing the same thing we did with that first card. And I'm just going right down the center. And you could even like do like first generation, second generation, and then stamp again. That's completely up to you, however you'd like to do it. Okay, so there we have our little speckles. If you want them to go further out, by all means, you don't have to use this as your guideline then. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to take my, sorry, I had to stretch my leg and I just made the old people sound. Okay. We know that this is going to go like this. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this right to this. And then we'll pop it up on the card base front, the whole mat stack. Okay. And we're just going to line that up, and I always start at the bottom and I bend my paper, and then I just kind of let it fall. Now this, I'm going to go on the inside like this. Just like so. But I'm going to use some liquid glue for that. Now you could pop this up It's totally up to you, however you want to do it. You do you, right? Because then when you do you, all your creativity comes out. Something, maybe you tried something that, oh, I never thought to try it that way. You do what makes it's your card. You have to like it. Okay. Or you'll never send them out. So I just did it like that so it looked like it was all one piece. It just kind of looks neat like that. Okay. Dimensionals. Just gonna put one in each corner and one in the center. And we're gonna put this right on our card front. Okay. I just love that hydrangea hue. I love this striped paper and it's got the little dots in it. Okay, now we're gonna take our fern. It does give the card quite a different look because this piece was popped up. So like I said, I'll have pictures of both in the instructions and online so you can see what you like, and you know, because on this card I tucked the flower underneath there. This one I'm not going to do that. So now I'm thinking, oh, maybe I should have done it the other way. See, that's how my brain works. It's like, oh, let's do it this way, and then I do it and I'm like, oh, there was a reason why I did it that way. Okay, so I'm just gonna take some liquid glue and I'm just gonna put them on the bottom of the leaves on the fern. Pretty sure they're not called leaves. I'm sure there's a name for them. And we're just gonna place that just like so. We're going to do the same thing on the other side with the smaller fern. And I'm just kind of angling them together. Just like that. Before we put our flowers on, obviously I'm going to color those, and we're going to use Hydrangea Hue and Peaceful Pine. If you have the shimmering brushes, you definitely could just cover, well, you can do both. And I'm going to start just like my other flower. I'm going to start with the dark, just like that. And I'm going to go in with the light. And again, I'm leaving a little white space just to mimic the art of the stamp, because it's not completely closed. I love that. Just seems more like hand-drawn or something. Okay, then I'm going to take the Peaceful Pine and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to start with the dark, but I'm going to use the bullet tip on these skinnier stems, and I'm not doing any blending. I'm just using the dark. Just like that. And like that. Okay, and then I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to add some dark to the centers where the veins are. And then I'm going to take some light. And this one I'm doing the circular motion for my coloring to blend the dark together and bring some of that out. And there we have that. Then I'm going to take my Light Darling Duckling and do the same thing, and I'm just going to adding a little bit of yellow to the centers. We are going to flip this over, and I'm just going to use minis on this one. I use the largest on the other ones, but you know, I think I'm just going to go with this. And now you could, if you still, which I think I should have done, is before I glued everything together, I should have tucked my flower in there. But it's just going to have a different look to it, right? Okay, we're going to peel these, well, maybe peel the backings off. And we are going to put that on our card front. If you're having a hard time like I am getting my backs off, it's because I don't have my dimensionals stuck down well. Okay, so for this one, I'm just going to place this just like so. Okay, and now I did cut at a slant. I'm getting better, you guys, at using the slamp. Yeah, Peggy, all those ferns for that fern and flora. Oh, so pretty. Okay, it's hard for me because I'm left-handed to show you guys, but we'll try. I'm going to cut at an angle on this side. I have my scissors, and then I'm going to take it and I'm going to cut at an angle like this. I'm going to let that fall. Boop. Then I'm going to take this other piece and I'm going to put it on here to line up the angle for my other side. And I'm going to use that as a guideline. And then I'm going to put that here. Now, since I did change the card already, I'm going to use some linen thread. And now if we wanted to, we could put some ribbon down here, but I did put it up here, so I probably shouldn't change it too much more, right? So I'm just going to make a faux bow, so I'm going to put the seal right there. And I'm just going to put this at an angle over the seal and act like I'm tying a bow. You're not really tying it because you're just laying it on the seal or the glue. That makes it the faux bow. Okay, so I'm going to take 2 dimensionals and I'm going to put them one on each side of my sentiment. And we're just going to peel that off. I'm going to put this so that the tip is at the edge of my DSP. Okay, now I'm going to trim the tails off of my bow. Okay, and now instead of using the adhesive backed blooms, and I mean I could have, but I really wanted to use the butterflies with this because of the hydrangea hue. You could use the butterflies, you could use the in color dots. I just really wanted hydrangea hue. And I'm just going to put these surrounding the I appreciate you. And let's see, I'm going to move this over just a hair so I can get my little butterfly in there. And then we're going to take another little one and put it right there. And there is card number 3. What do you guys think of the hydrangea hue? And which one do you like better? Do you like it where it's tucked in and sticking up? Or do you like the one that it looks like it fits inside like a puzzle? I think I like this one, but I like how it looks on here. So I think I would tuck this underneath here before I glued it down. Yep. And you could take your shimmering brushes, maybe we'll do that, and add a little bit of shimmer to our violets. Ooh, that's pretty. Adds a whole nother dimension to the flower. Let's just put that on there. You could definitely use the Peaceful Pine one on the leaves as well. That's pretty. I love these shimmering brushes. If you guys don't have them, you should definitely get them. You like both, Lori? Peggy likes both too. Okay, cool. Okay, let's go on. Card number 3, okay, is a fun fold. Let me see if I can find it. There it is. Okay, this is called a corner tuck card. So Anne, I don't know if Anne is still watching, so my swap card is a corner tuck card because we just had our I Belong to the Incredible Crafters, which is Melissa Faust's team, and oh thanks Kim, you like both as well. And we just did a card swap and the theme was fun folds, and this is the fun fold I did. I used the Fern and Flora set for that one, but so corner tuck is because this is tucked under like that. Okay, and then I took a piece of that Infirma and put it on the inside. You could put a sentiment on the inside as well, because this says happy birthday to you, and then this just gets tucked under just like that. This is just another one of those fun folds that is like, oh wow, And then you go to mail like, oh, that's easy. It really is easy. Okay, let's leave that there. Let's open up your packet. So card number 4, you will receive the envelope. Okay, so we're using Highland Heather, and this will be your card base. Okay, and it just folds like so. So that's your card base. Then you have your small card base that will be cut and scored for you, which will be like that. You'll receive a banner. This is from the Nested Essential Dies. This will be die cut for you because it does not come with the Violet Frames bundle. This is the Nested Essentials bundle. This is the largest banner. Then for your DSP, I chose 2 different, and it's not even like this. It's different. Like it's not just the same on the back, which it would look cool, but so what I did was you'll get a piece like this. This is another one of those diamond pattern DSP. This is actually the inside of the card, and a piece that will be cut for you. We are going to cut this on the diagonal to make our pocket. That matches the inside. Then you'll receive this piece of DSP. This is for the front of your card. Okay. You'll receive this piece of DSP. This uses Fresh Freesia, the color. This is the back. This will be on your small card on the front. This I stamped and die cut from my pre-stamping guideline. And then these are your mats out of Basic White. You'll receive all of those. 2 for your small card because you want one on the outside, one on the inside. This is your front and this is your corner. First thing we're going to do is we're going to cut our corners on the diagonals. Okay. I am going to move some stuff here, and this, I'm going to take out my paper trimmer. And now to cut my squares, I'm just placing them on the track corner to corner. Then I'm going to take my blade, that's your dark one, and I'm going to start from the center so I don't crush my corners. And we're going to go like that, and then back again like that. There's your corner. And now obviously you have another corner you can use for something else, but this one was what we'll need. We're going to do the same thing with our white. We're going to take our square and line it up in our track, cutting track. I'm going to take my blade, start in the middle-ish, and go like that. That way you do not crush the corners of your paper. Okay. First things first, this is our card base. Okay, it is, I usually don't give measurements, but it is 5.5 by 6 1/4, scored at 2. I'm going to take that where you scored it, and I'm going to fold it, I'm going to burnish that. Okay, then I'm going to take the mini, and I'm going to fold and burnish that as well. And this is going to go the opposite direction of what you would think for like a book opening or card, because it's going to open this way. Okay, first things first, I'm going to mat my DSPs, and then I'm going to add them onto my card front, and we're going to so we're making mat stacks. And I'm just using seal and adding them. Even margins all the way around. It's a slim margin, because there's 1/8 of an inch measurements in there. Okay, I'm going to take my piece of the Fresh Freesia and add that to one of my mats. And again, just even margins. Okay, this one is going on the inside. Okay, I don't have, oh, I do have it. I just set it aside. This is the mat for the inside of the card, which is really the front of the card, because actually the card's this little tiny thing, but you know what I mean, right? Right. Okay, so we're going to place that right on there. And now I have my, oh, we got to do our square, our diagonal, our little pocket. Now on this one, I'm just going to use some liquid glue. And you don't want to go all the way around because you want your small card to tuck in there. So you're just going to go glue on this side, and you're going to leave this open. Otherwise, it's not going to tuck in there. And I am using a very small bead of glue. Okay. And we're going to mat that on our white triangle. Okay. Now, let's put our stuff together. Okay, so we have our first mat stack. It's going to go like this. And this card, when I saw it, they used all the same DSP. The sample that I saw, I can't even remember which. It was a really old stamp set. I can't even remember who I saw made it. And I thought, oh, it would be kind of neat to do it with different DSPs, especially with this DSP, because the DSP is so pretty. You just want to use it all. Let it all show. Okay, so then we're going to put this on the inside. Okay, we're going to take our... Now you want to make sure when you're putting this together that your fold is to the right. I'm just going to go like this. And we're going to that, and then this opens, so this right here. Now if you wanted, you could put a piece of white on each side. Okay, we got to put our corner on there, and again the same thing, we're going to line that right up with the white, but we're not going to put any adhesive right here. We're just going to do a small bead of glue, which is not as small as I would have liked it, so I'm sure it's going to ooze out. But okay, so we're going to line that up with the white mat. Like so. You could use dimensionals on this if you'd like, but the same thing, don't put a dimensional there. Okay, so this is the front of our card, and it sits right under here like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this tucked under here like this. There's no glue yet. I'm going to take it, I'm going to make sure it's straight, but I want to make sure that's in there so I know where it's going to go. And I'm going to flip that over. And now just make sure it's straight. Or maybe not. Hold on a second. That's not how I did that. Okay, rewind. This is how I did it. Okay. I only put the one. This is it. Okay, you guys, sorry. Okay, rewind. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to place your card in the center, open, and you're going to flip this open. You're going to shut this, like that, because this will tuck under. Okay, now we're going to flip that over. Ta-da! Sometimes it just takes me a couple times, you guys. And now you'd think I would know this by now, because didn't I just tell you I just did my swap cards like this and I made several? Huh. Alright. So before I go, I'm just making sure that I have enough down here to tuck and that it's straight. Okay, I'm just going to press that down. Now I'm going to take my banner and I am going to stamp happy birthday to you, and I did this in black. Just going to grab my black ink pad, and now you could use whatever color you would like. I just wanted to use black, so it went with my flower. And I'm going to the bottom right here. That's how I'm lining this up for placement. And now for my, let's see, this is going to go like this, and then I'm going to grab some fresh freesia ribbon. Got kind of a mess here. Don't need much of a piece because I'm just going to have a couple pieces tuck under, and I'm just going to cut them like so. I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to put some seal at the bottom. Oh, did you get my card? Okay, good. Yay. Okay. Now that you live in North Carolina, maybe you'll get my stuff. It never failed when I mailed something to Anne when she lived in Michigan. She never would get it. Okay. I'm just kind of, I'm gonna cut this at a different angle, but I'm just place them like that, one longer than the other. I'm just trimming that like so. Then I'm gonna flip that over, and I'm going to put a dimensional right there, just because I want those pieces of ribbon to stay where they are. I mean, I know they're on seal, but I just have images of somebody getting their card and taking it out of the envelope, and yeah. And the ribbon just kind of falls out. Okay, and this is going to go right here like that. And then we're going to take, and now for our flower, I used Highland Heather, Fresh Freesia, and Peaceful Pine. And then I used the darks and the lights from these. Okay, this is Fresh Freesia, and this is Highland Heather. And what I did this time is normally I start down where the darker part, but I did it differently on this one. I started like this, and I'm just making the little flicking motions, and I'm just going at the tips of the flower, starting with the dark. Then I'm going in with the light Highland Heather, and I'm going over the top of what I just did and extending it down. Just a little bit different of a coloring technique, using multiple colors. And these colors go so well together that it's pretty easy to combine them. Now I'm going to take my dark Fresh Freesia, and I am going to go over the whole thing. And I'm going to bring that down just like I did with the other one. Just like this. They blend very nice together. I love that look. Then we're going to take the light, and whoops, but on the brush end, and we're going to do the same thing. Just coloring over the whole thing to get the colors to blend together. Whoops. And then if you want, you can go in and take your dark Highland Heather, and then just maybe go a little bit at the tips maybe. Just like that. And you could put a little down at the bottom if you wanted. Okay, we're going to use our Darling Duckling for the center, and the Peaceful Pine for our, I was going to say our flower, how about our leaf? And I'm just, again, I just kind of go, I just don't go on the veins. I just kind of go where they are on the leaf. But I'm just going to use the dark and go over that little tiny stem there. And I'm going to follow up with my light. And we're just color in, leaving a little bit of white space. And then there's your flower. This is what it looks like. I hope that you guys can see that. The color on it with using those, you know, it's 2 colors, but the 4, I just really like that. Okay, I'm going to flip that over and we're going to add some dimensionals to that, and then our card is complete, you guys. Just takes 2 dimensionals. And I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with these. Oh, it's because it's got a backing on the back. Well, that's weird. Did I just pick that up or what happened? Weird. Okay. And I'm just putting this at an angle. And then, like I said, you can use the Infirma from the DSP. Oh, we forgot the balloons. Hold on. Hold the phone. I used the white ones on this one. Okay, let's tuck this under here. Okay. I bet you people today or kids today, listen how kids today hold the phone. I wonder if they even know what that would mean. Okay, so we have one there, and then I'm going to put one right there. There, now our card is complete. Oh, thanks, Peggy. And there is your fun fold, your corner tuck fold. And what I like is that it keeps it shut, right? Sometimes they don't do that. Okay, let's bring them all in. What's your favorite? I know I hate that question myself because it's like picking your favorite child, right? Okay. Here we have it. I don't know which one my favorite is. I really, really like this one, but I don't know, I like that one too. I like this one, like I like it, but it's not my favorite. What do you guys think? Oh, thanks, Lori. And then, for those of you who, I want to show my, if you belong to my stamping circle on Facebook, it's called Licious Expressions by Lish Stamping Circle. And every week I host a sketch challenge, and then everybody who posts a picture of their card that they made with their sketch will receive a prize from me. And this is the one I made for the sketch challenge. So yeah, that's another idea for your card. You're using this bundle. All right, thank you guys. You love them all, Kim? Oh, good. Thanks. Love the one with the ferns added. Yeah, I do too. I really like those ferns. Oh, those ferns and flora. Chef's kiss. I love those dies. All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. And I just want to wish everybody a very happy and safe 4th of July weekend. I really hope everybody has a great time. All right, you like the oval dies? Yes, I love these oval dies. Oh, that to me is worth it alone. I just love them. Love, love, love them. All right, you guys, we'll talk to you later. Have a fabulous 4th of July. Talk to you soon. Bye.